Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. What does she mean? I need to find myself and I need to find happiness. One of the things that I've realized in the past year, having coached 239 men and empowered them within their relationships, is that this is one of the things that comes up real often and has been the reason why the women have decided they want to get divorced and separate, because they've now come to the realization that this relationship is not for them. They're not experiencing happiness, so it's upon them to find happiness somewhere else. And a lot of people have been divorced because of this. And really, we're just going to go a little bit deeper into this. I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about these two sisters that were popular within, I think, just late 90s and early 2000s. There were two twin sisters. They were just to show you teenage life, basically, and it follows them, their life. And these two sisters in real life have gone on to be successful actresses, and then have got married. And then one of them has now experienced divorce. And one of the reasons why she divorced was she wanted to find herself. She wanted to find happiness. So she's been very outspoken about this. She's gone through talk shows. She's got her own TikTok. And you've seen this sort of journey of the divorce happens. And then all of a sudden she goes to... the divorce happens. She went to the talk show and started talking about the transition from divorce to single, and then she talked about her finding herself, finding happiness elsewhere, and then she's now at the stage where she's now saying this dating market is pretty rubbish, it's pretty not good, and she's been now really trying hard to prove to people how happy she is. But again, when you see somebody trying so hard to look so happy, usually it's because they're unhappy. And she's had this journey where she's been quite public. You know, she's wearing more revealing clothes. She's now more revealing when she takes pictures on Instagram, and it's been this slippery slope, as opposed to her sister who's happily married. Now, her sister who's happily married, one thing was distinctive that I thought it was pretty telling. She goes, and she had no other way of describing her husband, but she described her husband as an alpha male. And for me, that was the big difference between these two ladies' marriages, because you've got to bear in mind that they grew up in the same house. They had about pretty much the same existence throughout the teenage years. So the influences would be almost identical, almost similar, because I would imagine if they were on a filming set, they would have to do their education on the filming set. So a lot of it was, they've spent a lot of time. So what would influence them would be the same in terms of where they were going. But then the thing that changed within how they interact in their relationships would have been, the type of guy that they were married to. And one guy who, just for lack of a better term, was a little bit more woke, or a little bit more simp, I would say. And again, I really hate that word, but people that are not good at leaders, people that are really in reaction and not proactive, all of that, I think this is what ended up causing this woman to feel like she needs to leave in order to find happiness, whereas her sister is profess that she's happy, she loves her family, she loves her husband, she wants to stay with her husband, and she does everything to be a good wife. And one of the tales is that he's a good leader, he's somebody who is proactive, he's somebody who is decisive, and one who's going to be communicating. He's got emotional intelligence. All these other things that come with what we call alpha male, and that's what he's been exhibiting, and that's the reason why she's still married. So I thought it was interesting to see these two people that have got sort of same background getting into marriages, and based upon the type of guy they're with, it influenced how they experience happiness in terms of the relationship. And this is very important, because you have to And I know it's really bad example in terms of whenever I spoke about this, even when I say to my wife, because you shouldn't compare people to animals. But within animals, if I have a dog and I want it to thrive, I have to teach it discipline. If I don't teach it discipline, it will not experience the fullness of happiness that it needs to experience. What do I mean by that? So, for example, if I left my puppy and my puppy was feral, was pooing everywhere, he was peeing everywhere, he was not disciplined when it's time to eat, he was aggressive with the food, snappy at the kids, didn't have good boundaries, that dog will become feral and become, again, think it's the leader of the house, because, again, a lot of it comes down to the fact that if I can teach it discipline, it learns how to regulate itself in terms of anxiety, being nervous. So it gets to, and again, that regulation comes from the fact that I'm leading. So when I'm calm and I'm cool, calm, and collected, it transfers onto the dog and so on. So, and this, I'm just saying this so you can get a good picture of why being a leader within your household is very important. So when you do so, you can see that this is why it is so important for you to be really taking up that mantle of leadership and really doing that within a relationship. Because when you do so, it allows your family, not just your wife, but your whole entire family to thrive, because with this certain discipline, set of rules that you're following, those are the things that help your people that are your tribe or your family to thrive within that family unit. So again, this is a very important piece that a lot of you guys, these 239 guys that we helped this year, a lot of them, it was just getting them to realize the power in terms of the leadership. So they step into that, what we're calling stepping into that masculine side of things. There's a few things that we can go through in order for you to do so. And if you got any questions around that, you can go to thriving_tribesmen and we can take you through what that looks like. Because next year, as we head into 2024, this is a year where we're going to really be doing amazing things. There's a few things that are coming up very soon. We've got a training course on how you actually communicate, it's about sex and how to communicate it without rocking the boat. So that's the next thing that we're working on right now, and it's going to be a masterclass that we'll be teaching, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So thank you very much, guys. If you've got any questions, go to thriving_tribesmen on Instagram, and we'll be able to ask. You can ask any question. We'll be able to answer any question. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.